there, I'm Paula Deen, and today I'm gonna hitch up the welcome wagon and show you how we country folk make our new neighbors feel right at home. First up, the simplest, sweet, and savory treat that you'll ever whip up. Secret ingredient, saltine crackers. And if that's not sinful enough, my boy's all-time favorite, Two Brothers chocolate gobs. It takes me right back to the good old days. And last but not least, a meringue-topped, chocolate-filled angel pie awaits. So pass the milk, let your sweet tooth run rampant, and welcome to the neighborhood. Today I'm going to be preparing a housewarming gift for a new neighbor that's just moved in. Here in Savannah, we always welcome somebody with something yummy to eat. And today we're going to do a chocolate housewarming basket. But before I can get started, I need to get some fresh chocolate from my friend Terry at Alp Sweet Shop. He always has just what I need. Hey, Terry.
Hey, Paula, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you doing, darling?
Oh, I'm doing good today.
Get me ready?
We're getting you ready with some tempered milk chocolate.
It just looks fabulous.
Well, I know how much you like milk chocolate over dark.
You know I do. And as I was coming through, I found this lonesome little pretzel.
Well, you know there's only one thing to do with that.
Can I?
By all means, feel free.
Oh, my gracious.
We've been making some molded bars for you.
It's orgasmic. It's fabulous.
And this is the best milk chocolate you can get. It's loaded with cocoa butter. It's smooth, creamy. Of course, I wouldn't expect you to tell me anything different.
It's fabulous. If you had a straw, it'd work out real well. Why, Terry, is your chocolate so good?
Well, I can't take the credit for why my chocolate is so good. I'm a third generation. My wife's grandfather started in 1922. And the only thing I'll take credit for is I'm smart enough to know that if it's not broken, don't fix it. It's the same recipes for the last 80 years.
And any special way process that you have for melting this?
A simple matter of heating to destroy the cocoa butter and sugar crystals. And then we slowly cool it down and reheat it very gently.
What's the most important thing to look for when you're picking out your chocolate?
Well, you can't go wrong by going to a quality chocolate shop.
Yeah.
Check the age of the chocolate. Chocolate has a pretty good shelf life, but it does dry out, and it's more absorbent to odor than baking soda. The biggest mistake people make is putting chocolate in the refrigerator, and 2 days later they say, "What is wrong with this chocolate?"
Kind of gets a whitey look.
They bring it back to me, and the first question I ask is, "Where did you store it?" And they said, "Well, right next to the broccoli and chili that I had last," and that's just what it tastes like. So now these will take about 8 minutes. So if we follow it down, we should have a pretty good finished product. And this, we should see here, releasing from the mold.
I see it.
And they pop out.
Perfect.
And these should have, if they set up correctly, a snap.
Perfect.
And that's tempered chocolate. Would you like to?
You know, you know I would. If it's half as good hard as it was melted back there.
Well, this allows your palate to really work it in your mouth and really get a good taste of it.
So wonderful. Terry, thanks so much. You've taken great care of me.
Well, it was a pleasure. Paula, you're good to go. You've got your milk chocolate, your semi-sweet, your semi-sweet chips, and your cocoa powder.
Great.
Good luck.
Thank you, dear.
Right.
It's been great being with you.
It was nice having you.
All right, I've gathered up all my chocolate, and we're going to go straight into making one of my favorite easy little candies. They're called pine barks, and it has two of my favorite things, salt and sweet. The combination is so, so good together. And we're gonna start with just an ordinary saltine cracker that you've got in your pantry. And we're gonna put them onto a lined baking sheet. And we're gonna spray this a little bit because by the time we put our caramel on it, it'll wanna stick if we're not careful. And we're gonna lay our saltine crackers out, and it's important that salt side be up. And this should take about 35 saltines. I love the combination of salt and sweet. I don't know why, I just do. And we're gonna keep lining the pan until we have it all done. Like I said, you'll just be amazed at how delicious this simple little candy is. And this is a good little candy that you can get into your kitchen with your children. And they especially love it when you get to the end and we are going to put this wonderful milk chocolate on top and let it melt all into your caramel cookies. Now we're going to start by putting our brown sugar and butter into our pot, and we're going to let this cook for about 2 to 3 minutes. We're just going to let those melt. So very, very simple. And we're going to start timing from the time it starts boiling. A boil should be coming up very soon. Our brown sugar and butter is starting to boil now, so we're going to cook that for 2 to 3 minutes. We're not going to bring it to a certain temperature or anything. Just let it cook. All right, this is cooked for 2 minutes. Now we're going to add a flavoring to it. Today I've decided I love chocolate and almonds together and caramel. I just love almond flavoring. But now you can use vanilla if you like. But like I said, today I'm going to use almond. And look at that just boiling and going to town in there. And we're just going to pour this brown sugar caramel over our crackers. Doesn't that look delicious already? We're just going to spread this out gently. We're going to run them in a 400-degree oven, and we're going to bake them for 6 minutes. And then we're going to pull them out and put the most delicious milk chocolate that you've ever tasted on top and let it melt into all those. Now, real quick, while that's cooking, I just want to give you a tip about storing your chocolates. You should always keep it in a cool, dry place so it'll stay fresh until you want to use it as a snack or maybe in your favorite recipe. We're going to take these wonderful little crackers and we're going to top them with our chocolate now. And you can do this with several different kinds of chocolate. If you're a dark chocolate lover, by all means use that. Or if you're a semi-sweet, use that. I happen to be a milk chocolate lover. So that's what I'm using, these yummy pieces of fresh milk chocolate. And we're just going to put it across the top. And the heat from our caramel is going to start to melt our chocolate. And when it starts melting, we'll just take a spatula and completely frost our crackers. And if you want to, if you're using a thicker chocolate and it doesn't melt quick enough for you, you can stick this back in the oven just for a minute to help speed up the melting of that chocolate. And I like lots of chocolate. All right, let's check it and see. See that wonderful milk chocolate starting to melt? And we're just going to help it along by taking our spatula and smearing it all into the crackers. How sinful looking is that? It's delectable. And after this cools, you don't even have to cut this wonderful candy because it's already in the shape of the saltine cracker. And you just pick up one cracker at a time. Doesn't that look yummy? All right, we're going to set this to the side now and let that chocolate return to its original hard form. And then we're going to break them apart and we're going to eat every one of them. But you know what? I really love melted chocolate. So I can't wait. I'm going to dig on in now. This is a wonderful new way to eat a saltine cracker. Stick around because the next thing I'm fixing to make for you is two brothers chocolate gobs. And I'll tell you all about those two brothers.
I so hope y'all are enjoying the show. And if you do, be sure to click like, subscribe, and the notification bell so you'll never miss a video. And we'll be right back after the break.
The next recipe I'm fixing to share with y'all is probably one of my favorites, and I call it Two Brothers Chocolate Gobs. It got its name because I used to make these for two little boys almost 30 years ago, and those little boys' names are Jamie and Bobby, my two sons. And 30 years later, they still love these as much as they used to when they were little boys. They knew that they could come in and open that refrigerator and go to the left-hand crisper drawer and find their very favorite chocolate gobs. And we're going to start by making the cake. We're going to start with our sugar and our shortening. Whoa, baby. And we're going to just beat this until it's fluffy. We're going to take our spatula and just kind of push it around in that bowl because we want to make sure it gets mixed up real good. All right, and then we're going to add our eggs. All right, and our next step is to incorporate our liquid that goes into here. We've got 1 cup of buttermilk. And we're going to add 1 cup of hot water. And a teaspoon of vanilla extract. And we're going to just kind of add this slowly to our mixture. This cake batter will be very thin when we finish with it. But not to worry, it'll work out just perfect for you. We're going to cut that off for a minute and just let it rest while we put together our flour. Now this is flour, cocoa, baking powder, and baking soda. And we're going to sift those together, and then we're going to add them to the rest of our cake batter. And we're going to turn this back on, and we're going to add our flour and cocoa mixture about a cup at the time into our liquid batter. So we put about a cup in there. We're going to let that blend together, and then we're going to add another cup until we used up all of our flour. We've almost got it all in now, and it's getting just right. And last, we're going to add about a teaspoon of vanilla, and then we're going to be ready to pop these in the oven, and then we'll start the cream-filled center to these chocolate gobs. I think it's just right. And we're going to take our batter and we're going to drop it a teaspoon at the time onto an ungreased cookie sheet. Now you can make your cakes different sizes, but I found that this is just a perfect size. And this recipe does take a little while to make, but it's worth it because it makes so many. All right, we're going to slip these in the oven. And they shouldn't take long at all. The next step to our Two Brothers chocolate gobs is going to be our filling. We're going to start by making a roux. And this is just flour and milk. We're going to put our flour into our saucepan, and we're going to slowly add the milk so it won't lump on us. This roux will actually be our tightening agent for our filling so it won't run out of our cakes. All right, and that's getting mixed up well, so now we can add a little bit more milk. And we're going to stir this, and when you think it's too thick, it's going to be just right. It's going to be like a mashed potato. And we're going to stir this the whole time because once it starts thickening on you, it'll be thick very quickly. That's just perfect, so we're going to take it off and set it aside and let it cool. And we're going to come over here and we're going to beat our shortening and our butter together. We're going to add our sugar. We're going to whip this until it's fluffy. And then we're going to add our roux. Now if you tasted this, if you tasted your roux, you'd say, there is no way that's going to be good, Paula. But trust me, when you get it beat into that sugar and butter, it's going to make the yummiest filling. See how pretty and fluffy that is? And at this point, we're going to add our vanilla. Again, about a teaspoon. All right, our filling is ready. And I already have some cakes ready and cooled from earlier this morning. And we're going to fill them with this wonderful, light, fluffy cream icing. Oh, baby, that looks yummy. Look. Look at that delicious little cake. No wonder my boys loved them. When we finish putting together all of our little sandwiches, we're going to take them and we're going to wrap them in a clear plastic wrap. And these go in the refrigerator. Like I said, I always use the left-hand side of the crisper drawer. If you think these are heavenly, coming up, I'm going to be fixing John Berendts' favorite angel pie. It's so good.
I hope y'all are enjoying the show, and I want to hear from you. Tell me what recipes or videos you'd like to see me make by just leaving a short comment below. Now, let's get back to the show, y'all.
Most everybody associates Savannah with the book Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil, written by my friend John Berendts. And I spoke with his mother, and she gave me John's favorite chocolate pie. And I've gathered all my ingredients, and we're fixing to make that pie. I started this morning with a basic meringue, which I put into a pie pan and just shaped it like a pie crust. Now to cook it, you put it in a preheated 450-degree oven. And we're immediately going to turn our oven off. And we're going to let our meringue sit in the oven for 3 hours, and it will dry out and make a wonderful light brown shell for us. So my meringue shell is all ready to go. And now we can start the filling part of this wonderful pie. We're going to take our yolks that we saved from our egg whites. We're going to add our sugar, water, and just a pinch of salt. And we're going to kind of beat these until they're fluffy. And then we're going to add them to unsweetened chocolate. Now we're going to pour these in to our chocolate. And we're going to whip our chocolate and our egg and sugar mixture until it's thick. And this is on top of a double boiler over a light boil. And it's incorporating and starting to get that gooey, sinful chocolate look to it. And I think it's just about ready now. And we're going to set this to the side, and we're going to let it cool, because we've got one more step before our pie's completed, and the chocolate must be at room temperature. Our meringue is ready, and now we're about to put our delectable chocolate filling all in the center of that beautiful meringue. Our chocolate is cooled, and we're going to put 2 cups of sweetened beaten whipped cream, and we're going to fold that into the chocolate. What a combination, right? Look at that pair. And now we're going to pour this into the center of our meringue. How luscious. The only thing about your angel pie is you do have to do a little planning. You can't make this and serve it that day unless you start very early in the morning. So we're going to put this in the refrigerator, let it chill. Right before we're ready to serve it, we're going to take it out and put, just in case we don't have enough, we're going to put more whipped cream on it and shaved chocolate. When we come back, a few things that you shouldn't do with chocolate if you want to be a sweet success.
I so hope y'all are enjoying the show. And if you do, be sure to click like, subscribe, and the notification bell so you'll never miss a video. And we'll be right back after the break.
Chocolate can be real easy to eat, but sometimes it can be very tricky. So I want to tell you a few things to watch out for. When you're melting your chocolate, always melt it over a double boiler. Don't ever put it over direct heat, because chocolate can scorch very easily, and if it's scorched, it has to go into the trash can. And I want to give you a hint as to what to look for your chocolate. Your chocolate is very shiny when it's fresh. When it starts getting a dull look, like this chocolate, it's not fresh. So always use only your shiny, freshest of chocolates. And to finish up on our tips today, I want to show you how to shave chocolate. Now we have our angel pie here, and we're going to top it with just a little bit more fresh cream. And we're going to take just a simple vegetable peeler, and we're going to just peel chocolate curls onto that whipped cream. The final touch to our pie today is going to be just a couple of sprigs of fresh mint. What a perfect topping. The basket's all ready now for the neighbor. We've got our wonderful little pine bark candies. We've got our chocolate gobs, and of course John Berendts' favorite chocolate angel pie. And I hope my neighbors will love it. And until next time, best dishes.
Hey y'all, it's Paula Deen. Now, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like it and click the subscribe button as well as the notification bell to be alerted when I post a video. Love and best dishes, y'all.